So, the practice of meditation is often related with the analogy of a rider on a horse. The rider is the mind, and the horse is the body. A calm rider can soothe a restless horse, and likewise, a steady horse can calm a restless rider. So, when we first begin to meditate, our minds are restless. They're a very restless, jumpy rider. So, it's important, especially in the beginning, to seat ourselves on a steady horse. That is, to establish a physical posture that is simultaneously relaxed and alert. So there's a formal method of taming the horse and an informal way. The formal method is described in terms of 7 points or physical positions. So first, you want to establish a firm base or anchor that connects you to the environment in which you're practicing. And this serves as a reference for the rest of your body. So if possible, you can sit in full lotus or half lotus position. And if you're not able to do either of those, then you can just sit with your legs crossed. If that's not comfortable for you either, you can just sit you can sit in a chair with your feet resting evenly on the floor or on a cushion. And then you rest your hands in your lap with the back of one hand resting in the palm of the other. And you can also just lay your hands palm down over your knees or on your thighs, however or wherever you rest your hands. The point is to let them rest. So just make it comfortable. And allow some space between the arms and the upper body. You want to lift and spread your shoulders a bit. So you're open through here. And the point of this is giving yourself the opportunity to breathe. You want to open your rib cage. And this may be understood on a literal level as just the capacity to inhale and exhale, but on a figurative level, this gives you the ability to take in and let go of experience. And then keep your spine as straight as possible. You want to find a balance. You don't want to be like bending backwards, but you also don't want to be slouching. I like the idea of, imagining a string that goes up your spine, up the back of your head, like that. Because then the next one is to lengthen your neck. And by tilting your chin slightly more towards your throat than you may ordinarily be used to doing, while allowing yourself some freedom of movement. You don't want to hold your head so stiff. You're basically just resting your head on your neck. And then allow the mouth to rest naturally as it does when we're at the point of falling asleep. Your mouth might be just like a little bit open, a little bit closed, but not forced. And I was taught to have the tongue touch just that point right behind your front teeth. That does 2 things. One, there's a point there that connects the 2 hemispheres of your brain. And also on a very practical level, it helps to keep your jaw relaxed and open, and also keeps you from drooling, which can happen if you're meditating for a long time. And then the 7th point is a relaxed gaze. So people who are new to meditation sometimes find it easier to find a sense of calmness and steadiness by keeping their eyes closed. That's okay at the beginning, but keeping the eyes closed makes it easier to drift into such a relaxed state that your mind starts to wander or become a bit dull, and you might even fall asleep. So after a few days of practice, it's better to keep your eyes open so that you can stay alert and clear, because we're trying to be awake, relaxed, but awake. And it's best to maintain some sort of focus so that your eyes aren't just like wandering around looking at everything. You want to have some sort of focus. The idea is to choose a focus through which you can see many changes without being distracted by them. So, it's good to pick a place where you can look and it's something pretty steady you can look at, and you'll still see whatever else is in your environment around you. And you can actually use the level of your gaze to help with your alertness or calmness. So if you're really struggling to stay awake, you can lift your gaze a little bit and you'll find yourself become a little bit more awake. And then if you're just having a really jumpy day, you can lower your gaze more and look further downward, and that'll help you to calm down. So you can use the gaze in that way. You can kind of generally rest your eyes in front of you and adjust the height as you need to help you find that place of not too tight, not too loose. So sometimes you might want to meditate when you're not in your meditation room. So there's also a shorter 2-point posture, which can be adopted at times when it might not be appropriate or physically possible to do the whole 7-point posture. So for instance, if you're flying in an airplane or you're making dinner or you're grocery shopping, you can do this 2-point posture. And 2 points, very simple. Keep your spine straight and your muscles loose. That's it. Spine straight, muscles loose. You could be sitting or standing, spine straight, muscles loose. And you want to have that balance between relaxation and alertness, neither too loose nor too tight, somewhere in between.